everyone, you are watching ITV Gold and I'm your host Aditi Lamba. On the show today, it's an honor and privilege to have with us none other than India's name and face for Indian food recognition, Indian culinary recognition, a name that's literally known to every single Indian household globally. Again, it's a privilege and honor today to have with us Padma Shri, Mr. Sanjeev Kapoor on ITV Gold. Thank you so much for being with us on ITV Gold.
Thank you very much.
I must say, you know, when you had the Padma Shri moment, it was just amazing because, you know, you saw a chef, a culinary like extravagant experience, and then you saw that get recognized. How was that experience for you, you know, in the Rashtrapati Bhavan, accepting that and, you know, getting that honor last year?
Oh, it's definitely was something which I would always cherish for the rest of my life, because when you do your work, when you do so much that you do, and when that is recognized, see, recognition is nothing new to me, because awards by industry, by hotel, restaurant, all of that.
Right.
But when that recognition comes in from people, from a country, it's a different feeling, it's a different high. And it's also a very humbling experience that, oh my God, that puts more pressure because there's more responsibility, because when you are recognized at the highest level, it means that you have to continue to do much more than what you have done all these years.
So having the highest civilian honor of India, you think actually has put more pressure on the work?
Of course, I think it's something which is natural. It is bound to happen. It is something which you enjoy, but you know that there's more responsibility now.
Right. And just talking a little bit more about just your experience, I would love to reflect a little bit about it now that we have you here. You are someone who was known as the international Indian chef. You have been known as the first anchor to bring food to the camera. You know exactly what I am doing. You know exactly what's happening behind the scene here. And you knew something in an industry that no one had tapped into. You know, when you look back at your journey, what do you think was that one key moment that sort of struck everything into that one position? And then it just went from one channel to the other and recognitions everywhere.
I wish life was so easy. I wish it happened like that. I wish it was, even with Sachin Tendulkar, it will not be one six that he hit and his life changed. It is hours of practice. It's hours of doing same work in a dedicated way. And those hours convert into days, then weeks, then months and years. And it's a culmination of all of that. It never happens in an instant. Even instant food is bad, right? So things don't happen in an instant. But definitely, since I started, my I would say growth within the industry was pretty fast. And before TV happened to me, I had reached my professional peak in some sense. So I would say that when you then move on to TV or media, or what it does, it creates a reach which is like no other. So I would say that the reach of mass medium like television, that can change many lives. It can create more dreams. And I was lucky that happened for me.
May I just take you a little bit back in the memory, and if you're comfortable sharing it with us, how did that whole idea come around to start a TV show and to, you know, sort of go into that, since you were at the peak of your professional career? You're an amazing chef. You know, this is something that you decided as the next step.
No, actually, it's not that I decided. It's just that at that time, as luck would have it, there was a new TV channel that was going to start, back then ZTV. And they decided to have a food show. And since that decision was theirs, they were looking at chefs who could come and do the show. And I was just one of the chefs who was approached. There were many. And I guess that I understood it much more than any other chef. I embraced it much quicker than anyone else. I understood the opportunity. I understood what it needed. I worked hard towards it, and I just converted an opportunity of appearing in one episode to a show that lasted over 2 decades.
Wow. So that's how it started. It was just very small.
That's right.
When you look at that, and then you look at you basically becoming the face of Indian Food Network, you being called the Rachel Ray of India, you even going on her show and saying that, I thought it was so adorable. And then, you look at this huge journey you've had. You have chefs that work under your label. You have restaurants. You've had so many brands. Did you ever anticipate any of that, Mr. Kapoor, when you started, having those shows come on? Did you ever think it would become like basically an empire?
See, whenever you start anything in your life, when you start living, you always want to grow. But normally, so let's say if you're into sports, you would know that, okay, this is what you're doing, and there are goals in that, and you work towards that goal. The journey that I took, the only goal in my career was to reach peak in my career, which I did in less than 8 years. In India, I was the best executive chef. I was given that award when I was not even 28 years old.
Wow.
Now, when that happened, beyond that, the definition of where I would like to go, it did not exist. So I had to create a path. I had to actually say that, okay, this is my next goal. This is how it will be. It was not something which was decided. It's like, there is a moon, and you say that I will go to moon. In my case, I had to find my moon.
Wow. When you talk about finding that moon, and when you talk about going through this experience, at this moment, being a Padma Shri yourself, having so many awards, being one of India's top-notch chefs, are you content and satisfied with how the journey has taken? At the place that you see yourself right now, when you see yourself interact with everyone, are you internally happy?
Oh, I'm always, every day, all my life I've been happy. But at the same time, I must say that one is being content, and one is also knowing that how much you don't know. So I've always been very content, yet I always know that there is, every morning I get up, I say, oh my God, there's so much to do, there's so much that I have not done, there's so much that can be done. So
even now?
Of course. So look at Akshay Patra, right?
Yes.
It's something which feed 1.7 million kids every day.
Every day.
Now, that is a number which is beyond reach of any hospitality professional, any chef.
That's true.
These numbers are staggering. Someone like me who would look at a restaurant and will say that 5,000-6,000 people a month, feeding them in a restaurant is good, right? And here we are talking 1.7 million a day. It's something which is unreal. It's unreal. So how do you compare that to what you have done all your life? You suddenly think that I've not done anything. And that keeps you going. And then you say that, oh, people think that you have achieved, and yet your journey has just begun.
So you just reflected on Akshay Patra. You've been a huge, basically a brand ambassador for them for the last few years. And currently you've been touring with them, just promoting their amazing cause. There have been so many fundraisers that have been raised to help those millions and millions of children. When you are a chef, and your job is to make food, and then you associate yourself with a charity that is feeding people and literally empowering children through that. How important is something like this for you personally?
Oh, it is very important. I'd say, I think it's not only for me. I think it's for everyone to create balance in life. I think it's important that there'll always be imbalance. Some people will have more, some people will have less. But I think if we can find ways of creating that balance, and I think that's what Akshay Patra does, creates that balance. It's a bridge that brings people together. And in this, I play a small role, and naturally when you are able to contribute in a meaningful way, It's much better than anything else. It's the satisfaction that you get, which is beyond anything else. It's it's a deep sense of contentment that you get, and I'm happy that it's not about me giving to Akshay Patra. It is Akshay Patra giving that to me. They have given me that opportunity. So I'm thankful to Akshay Patra. It's not that I feel that I'm doing it for them. I think they are giving much more to me.
I think we learn so much humility when we sit with people like you, Padma Shri ji. One last question. I know they're telling us to wrap this up real quick. For all our viewers, you have so many Indian men and women that are fans of you, but you also have young aspirants that look up to you. You've kind of opened up very unconventional paths for especially men in the industry, in both food and and television. What would you like to tell them right now? And also, what would you like to tell those parents that are also watching you on ITV?
So I would say that I meet many young professionals who want to become chefs, and they would ask me, how can we become celebrity chef? And I tell them there's nothing called celebrity chef. It's just a notion. There is create a body of work which is worth celebrating, and once you have done that, you will be a celebrity. So focus on the work and do it with sincerity. And if people start celebrating your body of work, you are a celebrity. Quicker you do, quicker you become one.
Any message out to the moms and the dads and all of the family members?
So all the family members who love to eat food, I would say that be thankful to what is in the plate, and do not waste food. We may not realize that the whole world does not have enough food to feed all the people that are there. So let's not waste, one. And two, start finding what is good in food rather than seeing what is not. It's what happens is that you see food at home, in restaurant, anywhere, and you suddenly pick what is not good. So don't focus on that. If you want to cook good food, then the first step is to start finding goodness in food. And once you have done that, make sure that you amplify that goodness and tell people around you, and especially people who have cooked that food. And once you start that chain, it'll come back to you. And when you cook, people will come back and they'll say, wow, what a great meal that you cooked. So be a better cook just by finding goodness in what is in front of your plate, what is in that plate that you are eating from.
Well, that was quite actually an advice. I hope the viewers got it, because I did. Thank you so much for your time, and I really hope you continue to inspire so many more. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Thank you. And that was none other than Padma Shri Sanjeev Kapoor. Stay with us on ITV Gold as we bring you so much more. Thank you so much.